All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to these sessions. Thank you, the team, for inviting me to be here to share more about the Copilot, especially the GitHub Copilot. So, just a quick introduction about myself. I'm Vincent. I'm a technical trainer at Microsoft based on Singapore. So, I don't have any slides today. I just wanted to make it a casual session here to just show you how this GitHub Copilot can be helpful for us in here, right? Regarding for developing codes. So just a background here, I'm not a software developer. I'm also not with any technical background. Besides that, I'm just an engineer. Right? I was an engineer, and then right now I'm an IT professional as a trainer in here. So in Microsoft. So today we're really glad to be here to share more about this GitHub Copilot with you. Now, the first thing first is that, so you'll be thinking, how can I get started with the GitHub Copilot? So to get started with GitHub Copilot is rather easy. All right, so you just need to make sure that you have a GitHub account. So this is where I'm going on to here. And as you can see, this is where you need to have a GitHub account. And a GitHub account is basically free for you to sign up for. And once you have the sign up for the GitHub account, and you can go and have a look at this, where there's this Copilot settings as well. And this is where from here, you can see that for me, of course, I use GitHub Copilot Enterprise. But if you are signing out a free one, so let me just switch away to my another account that I have. You'll see that I will have the exact same free account like you do. So I'm using this, I think here. So this is a GitHub Copilot that I have, right? So I'm using the GitHub Copilot free, as you can see here, right? So every one of you, if you have not get started with the GitHub Copilot, you can definitely be doing that as well, so that you can be benefiting from the use of this GitHub Copilot for free. Now, of course, there's a lot of settings here. I will not go through it today. I just wanted to show you, inspire you with the possibility of using the GitHub Copilot to develop some code, develop some of the apps that I've been doing for my lessons, right? As a trainer, so I love to use GitHub Copilot to build a lot of great applications to help me in terms of helping the students to understand certain things. Now, once you have your GitHub account set up, and the next thing that you really need to is to just go on to the extensions in here, all right? And you can just search for the GitHub Copilot. And right in here, you will see that there is a two extension. So one is the GitHub Copilot, and one is the GitHub Copilot Chat. So of course, you can install for both of these GitHub Copilot, and this is for some of the code completion. And then GitHub Copilot Chat, this is where we have this sidebar here as a chat interface for you, giving you the chat experience for you while you're developing the code. Now, with that all set up, we are all ready to actually get started with writing some codes. Now, of course, here, if you have a look at this, I do have this. Now, let me just close this. Okay, just close this. All right, you can see that I have a blank folder here that I just started on. All right, now what I will do is that this is where we have a few options here, right? You can have the ask edit agent, right? So if let's say you are just wanted to start with the ask here, so maybe we'll just ask something simple. This is where it's like you have a Copilot inside this interface, right? Inside the Visual Studio Code, your favorite this code editor. So let's say you can ask something simple. How can I develop a rock, paper, scissors game, right, in Python code? Now, this is where some best practices for you to write some prompts is that you need to include as many contexts as you can, right? So if you just get them to develop a rock, paper, scissors game, right, it can be in any languages. So this is why I added in like a Python code in here. And I'm currently in the ask mode. That means that they are going to give me some response for the ask, right? They will not change any of my code. They will not create any of the code for me at the moment. But let's see this, everyone. They are going to return to you the code, right, that you can actually copy and paste or take it as a reference so that you can use it in that. That is what we have this under the ask. Later on, I'm going to show you more on edit and the agent so that you can be looking at how this works overall. Yeah. while they are generating here, I just wanted you to aware that there's actually a lot of the different model here that you can be choosing from. And of course, each of the model here, they also have their own strengths and the weakness. So for me, I will just use whatever they have here because I'm not developing some of the very complicated applications. So I believe this should work. And now let me just copy this once again. And let me see if they have, okay, they don't have anything yet. So let me just regenerate that and see. All right. Hopefully everyone finger crossed. This is a live demonstration here. So let's hope that it works as what we wanted it to be in here. Okay. If not, let's just try this again. So this is where you can click on this new chat in here. So they'll have a new chat. And let's say right now, maybe I will just change. I think usually I'm more comfortable with using GPT 4.1. And I will have the same code here and see. So some of the model, they will definitely take a bit longer time in there. Yeah, so some of that will be faster. So depending on what kind of experience that we would love to have. Yeah, so let's have a look at this. So everyone, let's hope that it is working. Right, I usually very nervous when we are doing a live demonstration here because things might not just work out as we wanted to. Yeah, so I wanted to show you to how to do I develop some cool applications. So let's see how this is going about everyone. Yeah, so let's wait for this. If let's say this ask doesn't working, so I would definitely prefer to do more on the edit or agents where they can actually do skip waiting. Okay, and then I believe there's some tools in here. All right, so let's give it a while for this. Yeah, usually of course it's kind of fast for me, but just not sure why today is slightly slower for me right now. Is it because of some settings that I have in here, or maybe my machines is a bit slower? But nevertheless, I will just wait for a while. All right, just be patient for now. And that's what happens a lot of the time when we are dealing with all this AI and the Copilot. All right, if it's not working, no worries. Now let me just go on to here. What I will do is that, yes, thank you for the thumbs up. All right, so now let me just try to go to the edit and see whether it, oh, wow, I saw something there already, right? But anyway, we just keep it. I know some of you saw it. Now for the edit mode, right? So let's say I have the same prompt here. I want you to see the difference here right now. So with this, how can I develop a rock, paper, scissors? You can see that they can now develop a rock, paper, scissors game in Python by following this step. I can see that within seconds, right, I have a working code here right now. They already created a file for you. For the ask, then you need to create a file yourself. Now they have this code directly for you now. What you can do, you can just save this. All right, you can keep this. And what we can really do is that now let me just open this quickly and share with you that this is a working program in just a matter of seconds. Yeah, but remember that you are still the pilot, right? That's why I have this hat today to remind you that you are still the pilot, to actually review the code, to write the code again. Right, so let's say I'm going on to Python. Okay, rock, paper, scissors game. And you can see that enter rock, paper, scissors. Let's say we do on rock, right? Computer choose scissors. Of course, I win. So within seconds now, you have a working code. And that really changed the way that we are doing some of the coding. Now, let's see if I wanted to improve this code right now. All right, so for simple code, like just one file, I usually will just use edit. If let's say later on more complicated code, I can use something like agents, right? Edit, they will do some direct edit here. Now, let's say I wanted to do something more fun. Convert this as a web app, right? So that I have a visual GUI, right? Graphic user interface. Convert this as a web app so that the user can be playing the game. Okay, so some spelling mistakes, just spelling the game on the web browser. Okay, now I'm not specifying any framework in here. So you can see here, they will just directly add a Flask in here, right? Do you see that? So Flask is a web application framework. So they will convert the web route, they'll create a simple HTML form for user input, handle the form submissions. So they have all this here, all right? So instruction install Flask with pip install Flask, all right? And then after that, run the script with and open this here, all right? So let's keep this in here. So they will change all this in here right now, as you can see, right? They have some Flask in here. They have some function in here as well. Then they have a HTML template here directly as one file. Now, if you're not sure how to run this code, right? So they didn't tell you how to run. You can just ask this as well, right? So maybe you can ask, how do I run this code? If let's say this programming language is not something that you are familiar with, then this is how you can do that, right? So if they ask you pip install flask, and then they will just ask you to do this, right? Python run rock paper scissors, right? So in here you can also use this something like this here, right? So if you can see, I think you can copy here as well, then paste it in here and just go on, and then this should run in a local server here right now. Okay, so they are starting again, and right now hopefully it's fine. I will just go on to the local host here right now and see what we are getting here. Okay, now everyone, this is on my another screen here. So you can see we already have a very simple UI here. Of course, it's not fancy. You can improve it. So what you do is that choose rock paper, you play, and then the computer choose paper. So it's a tie, right? So scissors. So in just a matter of seconds, you will already have a game that you can play with, right? A GUI, a nice one in here. So of course, if you want to improve them, like improve the GUI to a modern bootstrap style and include those bootstrap style, I think will do, right? So let's see if they will change it to rock, paper, or scissors. Now this is a very simple one. Later on, I will show you a practical applications here, right? Just to get you started in here. I would love to download some apps later on. Yeah. So just stay tuned. This is a simple starting point to get you inspired. And right now with the changes here right now, I can just go on to my here. All right, I can just refresh this right now, and there you go. It's definitely a more modern design that we have. Choose rock, paper, scissors, play, and then computer choose scissors, computer win. Right now, if you like this rock, paper, scissors in let's say emojis or maybe icons, you can get them to do that as well. Now that is where the context here is very important. Can we change the rock, paper, scissors to icon base? Now you can see that this is all based on your context, and I don't write a single line of code here. You can see that use bootstrap icon CDN and display icon in the selections and result. So then they update the code for you as an edit. And what you can do is that just got to review them if you want to and keep it here. And then we are going on to the next thing that we have, which is where we refresh the page here right again. And there you go, rock, paper, scissors. And you can see the interactiveness over here. Now imagine this, everyone. How long would that have taken you if you are writing this code early on without the Copilot? Now, talking about I'm non-technical persons. I'm not a software engineer, right? How do I even have all this, like, wow, that is where some interactions in here as well. If I choose paper, right, and then I can play, right? You can see computer choose scissors, so computer win. Of course, I choose paper in here. Now, there's a lot of interface here that we can improve further, but right now I will just decided to stop here at a moment, right? To kind of see if you have any questions that you have. If you love to put it onto the chat, right? So on else, I will just move on to the next demonstration that I have here, which is where now I'm going to download a simple speech application here. Now what I will do is this. I will then create a new folder here once again. Okay, so what I will do is that let me just go on to create a new folder. So I would love to start clean, right? So we have about another 20 minutes plus to show you this. So let's say I want to do a speech applications and maybe with the translation later on, right? So step by step approach. So we try to break down the task, not everything into one, right? Because this is where we are taking on the step-by-step approach here, so that you are definitely better in doing the step-by-step instead, right? So imagine that if someone asks you to do something, right, they also also prefer that it's a step-by-step approach for you. Yeah. All right. So I think right now they are saving this folder here right now, and later on we are going to select this folder. and start developing an application here. Now, let me just give you a background here, what applications that I'm trying to develop here at the moment. So I'm trying to develop an application where user can key in their text and they can use the text-to-speech, right? Text-to-speech services by Azure, right? So I'm integrating some real API here right now. So I'm using that and they are able to read the content aloud for me. That is my first step. Now, after they are able to read the content aloud for me, I wanted to develop some translation app. Let's say I'm traveling to Japan, right? I wanted to communicate with some of you in native Japanese. And that's why I can type in English and then they can output Japanese translation for me and then read out for me as well. So that is my end goal in this session here right now. And this is where for me, yeah, by default agent here, I can just have it. Now, this is where we add more content here right now. So I will say that I want to develop a simple, streamlined web app. All right, streamlined web app that where user is entering some text in English and the Azure text to speech, Azure AI speech, text to speech SDK able to read it out aloud for me according to the voice name that I am choosing. Now, if you can see here, I have a simple prompt here. Simple, but not too simple. I want to develop a simple streamlined web app where user is entering some text in English and the Azure AI speech to text SDK able to read out aloud for me according to the voice name that I'm choosing. So maybe I'm choosing English, then they will read out English for me. Now, let's do this for now and let's go. So they are going to build this application for me in just a matter of few seconds. All right, let's see. Oh, they are not. Oh, wait, I think I need to type this again. Okay. Yeah, I didn't copy that. So let's do that again. So, and then I will change this back to my GPT-4 one. I want to develop a simple web app. Simple. Oh, I think they just went on, right? Let me just copy this in case later on anything happened. All right, because this was what in my mind earlier on. Now, so they are optimizing some of the tool selection here right now, and they are going to generate the code for you. So just wait for it, everyone. So our first iteration right now is this. Yeah, our first iteration right now is this where we wanted to just enter the simple English text and then they are able to read out aloud using the Azure AI speech services for me. All right, so now this is all the steps here that we're going through. So we'll create a Streamlit apps. So they'll read the folder that I have and let's let them work for us right now. Okay. All right, so create a Streamlit web app. So we can say, all right, Azure MCP, blah, 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 command. Okay, let's allow this. Allow sessions. Let me create the necessary file. So they will have a few files that's necessary in here right now. And let's see, at least we can get the basic one that is working, that I'm integrating with the Azure AI language, Azure AI speech services, so that they can at least, you know, speed up the text that I want. Yeah. All right, so they are still working on it. And while they are working on it now, just to show you that actually I have the Azure AI speech services, right? Azure AI speech services on my Azure. All right, so this is where it is. So while they are working on for me, so I can focus on other things that I have. And this is where I have the speech services here, and I can get ready for the key and endpoint. So I'm integrating some real services in here that I have. And right now I can copy the key. Right, I can copy the, I think the region is US too. So this is the two important one. Yeah, you can see that, wow, we already have the app.py here right now, Streamline Azure Cognitive Speech. So you can see that they are using this Azure Cognitive Speech SDK in here. And going down. So you see get available voices, right? So there are some of the voices here, voice name here as well. So you see that these are all the voice name from our official documentation. And at this moment, so you see they created the app.py, created the requirement dot text. They also create the .environment.example file. This is where you need to put on your credential later on. This is where you're going to put on your credential later on. And they even created a README file for you, right? So what is this project all about? And it means that you are ready to publish this to the GitHub as a project in just a matter of few minutes, right? You know, earlier on when I create some project, I didn't publish it to GitHub because I simply don't have the time to write the README file, right? I write like word by words. Right now, of course, the draft is given to you. You can then look at it, and if you can review them and modify them as accordingly as you want. Yeah. So this is where, right? Oh, they even do a test setup for you. Wow. Anyone feeling like amazed by this? All right. So it's really the tools that you need to have in terms of, helping you to be more productive in your code development, right? I really love this that we have, right? So they even have this run.sh in here. So this is where I think they are going to run some, how do you run the app in here? So how do they set up, right? And so on and so forth. So perfect. Right now, this is where they are concluding it with what they have generated this for you. All right. So, and they'll ask you like, oh, you need to pip install the requirement file first so that it's good. Right? The speech key, the speech region here as well. And this is how, if you need to test the setup, optional. And finally, Streamlit run app.py. So if you're not familiar with Streamlit, if you're a more C# person, then all these commands here will be helpful for you. Now, I think we are done here. We just keep this, right? Keep this, everything. We just keep it as what they have generated. Now I just go on to update my file here. So what I will do is that I'll rename this file. So I would want to create a new one. So I will just rename this file as .env file. Okay. And what I do is that I will place my key here. Okay, that I get my speech region here, which is East US2. Save this right now, and we are ready to run. Let's go to here, open an integrated terminal, and the commands to run is this streamline run, right? You can also you see here, insert into terminal, right? If you don't want to manually copy and paste them, right? So insert into terminal, streamline run app.py, and let's see what are we getting here and whether they can read out the English text for me as per what we want them to do. Now, of course, this is a local host applications. I haven't published it to, let's say, Azure Webpack and so on, but you see that right now within seconds, within few minutes that we have, right? So credential not configure, okay, so they will tell you that, right? Azure not configure key, right? Okay, now export all this, okay. Now, so they will tell you the setup instruction here. Now let's come back to here. Right, we will just cancel this once again. Right, let's see this .environment file here. Maybe we will just need to put this inside the. We just need to put this inside this symbol here. All right. Let's try with it. So if you face any issue again, then of course you can get Copilot to help you with as well. All right. So let's see here. Azure speech regions equal to is US2. All right, so right now here, let's see if we are missing anything here right now. Azure speech. All right, so let's see, we're taking off this. And I'm just wondering for this, but it's okay. Let me just save this right now. Okay, I think maybe just the key we need to be in there, but here, all right, thank you for the encouragement. Let's see, hopefully it's okay. And then now let's go on to here right now. I just need to make the basic app is working here right now, then we are fine. Yeah. So let's see, everyone. So enter the following, come into here. So that is the issue with the live demonstration, right? So some of the configuration. So Azure Speech Service creation not configure. So Azure Speech key. Okay, now, no worries. Now, if you're not sure how to troubleshoot this, that's what I will usually do. Just come to here, right? Get Copilot to debug this for you. Yeah, it's missing the required Azure Speech, right? So key the regions, okay. After saving the file, restart the Streamline app. Okay, now we have the speech key. Okay, just make sure that I'm getting the correct, from here. So this is a speech service that we have. We copy the key once again, the ECUS2. All right, let me see if I just copy everything here. Okay, just copy everything here, ECUS2. Okay, I believe this is back to normal. And then just cancel this once again. And then we will run this right now to make sure that all that clean .env file. I think we have the .env file correct. We have the .app app here, so which is where they are getting the regions and all that right here. Okay, now I think we can run this once again and see the moment of truth right now, everyone. Okay, have finger crossed that they can, else I might need to change the code or whatever. Yeah. Okay, looks like not configured yet. Azure Speech Key Environment Variable. Okay, it looks like something here is not right because they are going to get the environment variable. It's getting from the environment variable. Okay, so now I do want you to load the environment variable from the .env file. So in a way, you still know what you are doing here, right? With better control. Now that's why you see here from .env import load.env. This is where they will get the environment file is enabled using that. Now, because previously maybe they expect it from the environment variable. Okay, now let me cancel this once again and restart this. Now everyone, let's finger cross that this is better this time, based on my limited knowledge here, right? So that's why I just keep prompting with the Copilot, right? It looks like, okay, wow, everyone, that's good, right? There is some improvement here for our troubleshooting here right now. Now they are initializing these services here right now. Of course, the female wise, let's say male wise for selected category. Okay, now then we are facing with another issue here right now. So no voice available for the selected category. Now this is where we need to then further troubleshoot. Now as you can see, it's not that the AI can write everything for you from directly, right? So you can see that no voice available for selected category. Can we include a female supported voice from Azure AI speech services? Okay, now this is where they will work on it. I have not really spent some time to look at the code that they generate, but as per whatever their error is, then we change it accordingly, right? So you can see here, they will just maybe hard code to some of this. The app now provide a supported female voice, Jenny, if no voice are available. So they will have this. Now, this is where to make it clear, I usually will love to start the app again, right? To make it make sure that they are updated. And this is where right now with the running here, okay. And let's look at this. So the credential is solved, right? Initializing the Azure speech services here right now. And let's see. Okay, there you go. So you see the selected voice is Jenny, female, session information, your ECUS, available voices 144, blah, blah, blah. All right, now enter your text here. Hey, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this session. All right, and now what we can do is that, okay, just click on this generate the speech here. Right, fail to generate speech, please try again. Now, this is where right now they might have some issue here. Now, then if you're not sure what it is, right, so let's say we go to here, they still fail again. Of course, this is where for if you have some background of that, then we can look at the code again. So looks like where is it here? So let me see. I know something about these services here. Let me see if they have any speech config or the SDK. All right, so let's look at this here. So if you are, okay, due to the time, let me just directly use it here, right? So let's see how are they going to troubleshoot for me. The error failed to please try again means that agent does not return audio data caused by one of the following: invalid or speech service, the selected voice is not supported, network permission issue. So double check on this. Okay, so they will give you some ideas here right now. Okay, so already set a fallback. Try using the default voice. Make sure your Azure speech service resource is active and in correct region. All right, so let's see. All this is in the correct region here. Speech key. All right, so now apps. So let's see where are they generating the voice here right now. Synthesize button. So generate speech. So let's see how are they doing. So yeah, they're supposed to have this, synthesis the speech here, right? Synthesize speech, right? So they should have it here. And the audio data display the audio player, download the button. So, okay, now I think this is their approach right now to download this. So I do not want to download the audio. Can we stream the audio file directly when the speech is generated? Now, everyone, let's hope that this time is getting better. Yeah. So I definitely hope to show you one of the application here that is really able to, do something like so stream directly. Okay. Now let's see this. So okay, what is the error here? So fail. Just how they say fail, default speaker need to be explicitly activated. All right. Now let's say we also mention it here, right? Solve this error as long as we can get it. Now, then they say the default speaker need to, okay. All right, there you go. It's fixed. The app now activate the default speaker for playback. Now, this is where you see here? Audio config. This is whatever that you are going to learn in the Microsoft certification class, where how do you use all these audio config, speech config as well, but you no longer need to write it yourself right now, like 100+ line here. And now let's cancel this, all right, and run this once again. Everyone, this time is going to be better right now. Let's finger cross that. While waiting for that, let me just get a sip of water. And okay, female. So hey everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm just testing a simple one here, and we're going to generate a speech.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining me.
There you go. Can you hear the sound? All right. So hey everyone, thanks for joining me. Right. So we have developed an applications in just a matter of what? Just a few minutes in here that we have. Now, of course, if you want to develop Japanese, right, or whatever, then it's okay as well, right? So you just need to tell them that right now. Can anyone of you send me some Japanese text here, right? I just get them to convert to Japanese, right? So that's good. We need to praise Copilot, right? So instead of doing the translation, I want to change them to have talk about Japanese, right? That's good. Now, can you add selections of Japanese language as well, so that you read out the Japanese text. So maybe you use out the translation or whatever, that you get the text already, and then you want to read it out when you are communicating with, let's say, Ayaka or someone else, right? So you just want to expand your app right now beyond just the English. Now let's see what they are going to do for you. Right? Can anyone of you, if you can send in the chat, send me some, some text in there, right? So that get it to read out for me, right? Although I may not understand what it means, but later on, if you are developing the translations, then yes, I will know what it is, right? So Japanese is now added. You can select Japanese in the sidebar, enter Japanese text, and choose from Japanese Azure voices, and then this will read out the Japanese text using the selected Japanese voices. All right. Now, everyone, I'm still waiting for the text in the chat. Send me some of the Japanese things, Japanese languages that you want the app to read out for you, right? While I'm running the app once again. All right, else because I don't have the translation feature yet at the moment. Yeah. Okay, so you will see that what we have right now is this. We have the Japanese in here. Well done. And then we have the female here, and then you can see that they will change the voice here. So we have Nanami here right now as a Japanese female. If you wanted to have male, right? Do we have the male here? Okay, male don't have, right? Okay, no worries. And we will just use the female. Thank you, Ayaka, for that. Now let me send this into here, and then I will just enter the text here, and then I will just generate the speech here right now. So get ready to be inspired by the speech here right now. So Nanami here right now, and let's go.
シンガポールは今何時ですか？
Okay, I don't know what it means, but we have the limited time here right now. I'm not able to download the translation, but I'm going to download a translations in there later on. All right, so that we can know what is this, right? So you can see that with just a few minutes, everyone, like our session here is about 30 minutes. We are able to develop something like this, minimal viable product that you can be scaling already. Let's say you have some networking in there, some security in there, right? So that's why I encourage every one of you, if you have not been using this, or just continue to keep using this to help you generate a better code, more secure code as well, with some of the best practices in here. You do not need to write down, oh, what time is it in Singapore, right? So right now it's about close to 4 p.m. right now, right? It's just 1 hour later than Japan, all right? Thank you for the translations. And I think that should be all from me in this evening. So thank you so much for joining me for this inspiring afternoon. Right, so let's continue to get inspired, which is on the top right here. So do you see that? And make great things happen. That is my favorite, quote that I would love to inspire all of you with. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining me this evening. It's a short one, but I'm sure that you're inspired to continue on this learning journey in here and be great, right? And feel free to connect with me over linking. So let me just send you my linking here right now. So which is this aka.ms/Vincent Kok. So this is where you can connect with me over linking, and we'll keep in touch. All right, thank you everyone. Arigato gozaimasu, and we will see you once again next time. Have a great week ahead. Thank you for everyone for your claps. I really love the short sessions here that we have. Take care. Goodbye.